Shalom, and welcome back to B'nai Noach Academy, Thoughts on the Torah. Please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and most importantly, to share this insight and inspiration with friends and family. So when you look in the book of Numbers, chapter 30, verses 2 and 3, and here it talks about the important commandment regarding vows, regarding what one says. If we read the verse, let's read verse number 3. If a householder, a man, makes a vow to God or takes an oath imposing an obligation on himself, he shall not break his pledge. Everything that comes out of his mouth he should do, or he must carry out all that crosses his lips. Now, if you look at the Hebrew for the words, he should not break his pledge, the actual literal meaning of the words, lo yachel devaro, literally would mean, lo means not, yachel means to make mundane, devaro, his words, meaning you should not make your words mundane. You should not make them cheap. You should not treat them as unholy. So besides, or I should say in addition to the very important rules regarding actual vows and actual oaths, this is also teaching us, as the sages point out in the Talmud, that what one says should be sacred. What one says has a lot of meaning. Words do count. Yes, society doesn't really regard much importance or value to one's words. In fact, there was a time, not that long ago, maybe some of the viewers even remember this time, when people really confirmed a deal, literally committed themselves by a handshake, which is really essentially giving your word. And it meant a lot. It was sacred. It was honored. It was kept. Of course, let's not fool ourselves. The world always had crooks, but the crooks were a few. The regular, ordinary people were the many. And the many means the general populace, the good, decent people. A handshake, a word was sacred. Today, unfortunately, even with the signature and with the notary and what have you, and still people break their contracts. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people that are interested in doing the right thing. And here the Torah tells us, lo yachel devaro, do not make your words cheap. Do not make them mundane. You should know that a human being, and who are we, the human beings? The Torah itself tells us in the beginning of the Torah, in Genesis, we were created in the image of God. God created the world by speaking, by saying the 10 utterances. There shall be light, there shall be this, there shall be that. And that God did for a specific reason, to teach us how powerful the word is, how powerful our words are. You see, God could have created it any way he wished. He could have just thought and the world would have came to be. But he made a point to speak those words in order to teach us that we who are, quote, similar to God, we're created with certain similarities to him. We should realize that our words have very, very holy, sacred, powerful meaning. And they could create, and God forbid, they could destruct. And therefore, when a person says something, a person commits to do something, it has to be kept. It should be with meaning. And then when a person says, well, I didn't mean what I say, then don't say it. If that's not what you meant and you didn't really think it over, don't say it. The proper order is thought, then speech, and then action. We don't talk before we think. And if you thought it out and you said you're going to do something or you committed to something, then you have to keep your word. In fact, the Jewish custom is that when a person commits to doing something, we typically add the words beli neder, which literally translates to without a vow, meaning it was saying is, I intend to do it, I am not making a vow, and I'm actually emphasizing and iterating that this is not a vow. Because on some level, when a person says, yes, I will do something, it has almost the same power as a vow, unless you specifically and overtly intimated that this is not a vow. And this is very, very powerful. How would society look today if people really honored the word, if people really meant what they said and had every intention to keep their word? We would have a wonderful society. But it starts with me and you.